Kawhi Leonard.
Scottie Pippen.
Kawhi Leonard. Scottie Pippen. Kawhi Leonard. Scottie Pippen.
Defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger? Will steps out. Gets it back.
What an exciting, electric three-point swing. Still out of time. Pep with a crusher.
On this episode of NBA Now and Then, The Greatest Comparisons, we compare two top 75 players, each with a basketball legacy as wide as their wingspan.
He was the silent engine behind the Bulls dynasty, making 6 NBA title stops along the way.
With a reputation as a cyborg, his defensive dominance brought 2 NBA franchises championship trophies.
These two were in the shadow of a Hall of Fame teammate until their basketball gifts became too bright to ignore.
We are thrilled to present to you Kawhi Leonard and Scottie Pippen. I'm Uriah.
I'm Maurice.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Ben.
And introducing the one, the only, Chris Kawhi.
Go Clips! And we're here to talk NBA now and then.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to NBA Now and Then. Before we begin, we ask that you follow our show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You know it makes a difference as we are building our Comparison Hoops community. We got a special guest co-host for this episode. Chris Kawhi covers the Clippers, and he's joining us. Please let everyone listening, Chris, know about your awesome podcast and how they can listen to it.
Yes, that's right. Chris Kawhi, which Kawhi is short for Kawhi Leonard, number 2 on your program, number 1 in your heart. If you can follow me at LA Clipcast on Instagram or TikTok, that'd be great. Find Clipcast wherever you podcast, subscribe, 5-star, like, whatever you got to do. But we are the longest running Clippers podcast. We started back in 2012. We just wrapped up season 13 with yet another predictable, if you will, first round exit. But we'll be back next season for season 14 of Clipcast, the second season at the Stephen Ballmer Sports Access Center, a.k.a. the Intuit Dome, a.k.a. the Ball Sack, the pride of Inglewood, Champion City. That is the NBA's bright new shiny toy. Barack Obama sat courtside for James Harden's 50-piece. Steve Ballmer brought Ted Lasso. He's trying to motivate these guys. So hopefully, look, like a couple years ago, we had 1 playoff win. Last year, we had 2 playoff wins. This year, we had 3 playoff wins. So next year, we're going to get out round 1 and get that 4th playoff win. And sadly get swept in round 2. But we can get out of round 1. We can do it. Let's go Clips.
There you go.
Look, all I got to say is we're all Sixers fans except for Chris. And I now listen to the Clipcast podcast because they're just so much fun. Him and Hank Dittman, you guys have great chemistry. You guys are hilarious. And you know your hoops, too. And I think that's critical if you're going to be in the building. What do you call it, Ball Sack?
The Ball Sack, the Stephen Ballmer Sports Access Center.
You guys went, the best thing about this arena, when you guys go to it, you play a pickup game outside the arena. And it's just, it's usually a bunch of teenagers, but you can, it's fun.
It's dope. Well, we're going to get to your guy, Kawhi, because you cover the Clippers. And for those people wondering, like, what is Chris's role in this episode? He's actually going to lead segments that have to do with Kawhi Leonard. While the rest of us, we're going to jump in. We're going to hand some stats, some accolades, teammates, and, of course, the bio for Scottie Pippen. I'll start with that. But what we do, Chris, is we want to kind of make a connection and talk about why we're even comparing these players. So I'm going to go to – who wants to go first? Why are we comparing these players?
I'll go first.
All right, go ahead, Maurice.
Both swingmen who are known not only for their offense but their defense. Great two-way players. Like you mentioned in the intro, these guys are known to be number 2s, but they have the skill set to be the number 1 guy on any team. Yeah, for both of them.
Yeah, two of the best of the position. Chris, what do you want to say? Why do you think we're comparing these players?
I mean, I totally get it. They're both top 75 guys. They're both wings. They are both champions. I understand it. I think there are differences, obviously, because Kawhi is a first option as opposed to Scottie, who's a second option. And so, Kawhi, he was kind of in Tim Duncan's shadow, and you could argue that he emerged. Did Scottie ever emerge from Michael Jordan's shadow? I don't know that he did. So, yes, there are comparisons, and there are definitely differences. And personally, I saw the Clippers shut down Charlotte Hornets starring Scottie Pippen Jr., and I saw Scottie walk out of the game early right in front of my eyes, and I loved every second of it.
That's cool. That's cool. Lucas, what about you, man? Why are we comparing these players?
I think of these guys, and what the term that you think of with the NBA stars, they're all big personalities, but these guys, these two, are very stoic characters. I think that's a good way to describe them. They're both stoic superstars.
I like that. And Ben?
Just the two-way dominance, and then they're kind of piggyback on what Lucas said. They're unassuming stars. Yeah. They're very casual. They can actually do anything on the court. They can run the point. They can shoot from anywhere. So, yeah, I would say very underrated superstars. Yeah. Even Kawhi with multiple finals MVPs.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll just add one little thing. Don't forget these two guys, they had a major gripe with their organization at some point. And it's something that'll be brought up at some point by somebody. So I figured I'd just jump in. So, all right, let's get to it, guys. You guys set and ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
First quarter, background.
All right, it's time to talk about Pip, a.k.a. Scott, a.k.a. Robin. But before he got those nicknames, he was born Scottie Maurice in the house, Maurice Pippen on September 25th, 1965 in Hamburg, Arkansas. Now, Scottie grew up the youngest of 12 children in Hamburg. His youthful days were spent in a small 2-bedroom house in this tiny rural town with a dirt basketball court where he learned to play hoops. Like Kawhi, Scottie Pippen dealt with some tremendous hardships, and Chris will get to that in a minute. Pippen's father and his brother were confined to a wheelchair before he even got to high school. Now, Scottie, as you can probably imagine, was very scrawny as a kid. In high school, he didn't even consider himself much of a basketball prospect. In order to be equipment manager for Hamburg's football team, he actually would skip off-season conditioning programs as a junior, and he didn't even start for his high school basketball team until he was a senior. Now, before he was drafted into the NBA, Scottie Pippen worked summers doing a job that left scars on his arms. What was the job that left scars? I have 3 options. A, he was a dog trainer. B, he was a metal welder. Or C, he was a beekeeper.
I'm going to say dog trainer.
Dog trainer, all right.
It's got to be metal welder. It just sounds so random. And where is he from? He said he's from the Midwest.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Well, they don't got dogs in Arkansas, Ben?
You definitely have metal welders in Arkansas.
Maurice, what about you?
Ooh, I'm going to go metal welder as well.
All right, Lucas?
Yeah, I'm going to go with metal welder as well.
All right, Chris, your first ever. He was not a dog trainer.
He was a beekeeper?
No, he wasn't.
No, that was Michael Statham, or Jeremy Statham was a beekeeper.
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Jason Statham, third guess.
So, yeah, Scottie Pippen was not wearing a beekeeper suit, and he was not a dog trainer. He was a metal welder. Now, at an event when his college jersey was retired, Scottie Pippen opened up and said he did not think about a professional job growing up. Here's what he said, guys. Quote, when I was growing up, I was just another kid who was not going to college. Although I don't have his high school stats, you guys want to hear a quote about Scottie from his high school coach?
Sure. Give it to me.
Let's go.
All right. His coach says, and his name is Donald Wayne. He told the Arkansas Times in 1988, going back in time, he was a good role player, but we certainly had better players. In fact, I coached 3 of Scottie's older brothers here, and at least one of them, Jimmy, was a lot better high school player than Scottie was. Let's just go right in. Anything stand out about Scottie Pippen growing up before college?
First of all, Jimmy Pippen should have been the bull. Jimmy Pippen. Jimmy Pippen would have been better than Michael Jordan, according to this high school coach Dwayne Wayne or whatever his name was. Yeah, man, the fact that this guy is like, I mean, that makes sense that he's such like a quiet leader and he like is just like a blue collar guy because the dude was like a former metal welder that didn't think he was ever going to go to college, let alone the league, it sounds like. So, yeah, man, this is just so typical Scottie Pippen when you see that this guy is blue collar grinding. And now this comparison to Kawhi Leonard, which we're obviously going to get into later in the show, is going to be that much more apparent. So there's some more similarities than differences between these two guys. Great choices, boys.
Yeah. Lucas, what about you?
I think it's the just the fact that like we hear of guys not getting into basketball late, but we don't hear of guys getting into basketball late this late.
Right.
So I think that was kind of a big thing.
Right. I think it took him a while for his body to kind of catch up with his skill set and all that. What about you, Maurice?
Well, when did he start playing basketball again?
I actually don't have that. Well, he didn't start for his high school team until he was a senior. So I think he was around basketball and he was like an equipment manager. He was never really big enough to compete.
Because I remember when I found the draft clip, he grew like 6-7 inches, like in the middle of high school.
Yeah,
if you remember, like any time a player who plays basketball and they're a shorter stature and they just grow up and they get big, they always have that ball handling skills because they played point guard because they were smaller. So that's probably why Scottie Pippen was such a good ball handler for his size.
Yeah, what was he had the most kind of, what's the number again exactly, Uriah? From like when he entered college, I always remember that like he had like a 9 or 10 inch like growth spurt or something.
Yeah,
you guys remember?
I think he started out college around 6'3".
I do have that quote about how many inches he grew between his freshman and sophomore year of college, which I'm going to jump into right now.
Yeah,
so
that's I would say, that's kind of what Maurice said is going to be the biggest thing.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So believe it or not, Scottie Pippen had 0 scholarship offers and did not even have a spot on the roster of Central Arkansas, where he was initially the equipment manager. I was going to ask you this, but you guys already answered. I was going to say, anybody know what helped him get playing time? Between his freshman and sophomore year, he grew 5 inches.
Wow.
Yeah,
5 inches.
That helped.
I was about to say, he started out like 6'3".
I think in freshman year, he might have been 6'1", and then within 1 year, he grew 5 inches, which is nuts. Now, Pippen, he did not major in beekeeper. Is that beekeeping? Is that that's not even.
It's not a college class.
Yeah. And he didn't.
He minored in dog training. Though. He did minor in dog training.
But he majored in industrial education in college. Why? Well, he assumed that he would work in the factory management industry. As a freshman, guys, he played sporadically. He averaged 4 points and 3 rebounds.
Sheesh.
Even during college, Pippen had his family heavy on his mind after his brother Ronnie was put in a wheelchair because of a bullying incident, and his dad had a stroke. So Scottie felt a deep responsibility to care for both his brother and his dad. Now, although his production went up after his growth spurt, he didn't play an entire semester due to poor grades, and he even suffered an ankle injury. Still, 18 points, 9 boards was enough to start turning heads. Pippen eventually started playing in leagues at the Little Rock Dunbar Community Center. Which former NBA star and Hall of Fame player played against Pippen in this league? I'll give you a hint. He was a Bucks player, and he was known for his defense.
Glenn Robinson?
No, before that, this was the 80s. Chris,
Irvin Johnson. Irvin Johnson.
Nope.
Milwaukee Bucks player from the 80s? I know Bill Clinton's from Little Rock.
Glenn Rice?
No, it's the 80s. This is before your time.
Maurice might know this. I think Maurice might know this.
Sidney Moncrief? Is that it?
Oh, Maurice.
Good grab.
Yeah.
Good grab, man.
Wow, that's a good one, Maurice. That's
Sidney
like
deep ball.
What did the kid say? You know ball, sir. You know ball.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
So Pippen's play on the basketball court at Central Arkansas was an opportunity to get recognized by pro scouts and secure his family's financial future. It would not be easy, though, getting a solid evaluation. Billy McKinney, the Chicago Bulls scout in the 80s, once said that the level of competition at the NAIA level was so poor that it was hard to figure out how good Pippen could be. You guys know who Jerry Krause is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Scottie Pippen Hawaii trip before he got to the Bulls?
No.
Okay, it's not crazy. Matter of fact, he didn't even go. According to an NBA.com article, Jerry Krause tried to send Scottie Pippen on a 2-week vacation to Hawaii during pre-draft camps.
That's like that story that we heard about Dirk being locked in a basement, basically.
That's exactly what he was trying to do. He was trying to hide him from all the other teams from seeing him. Yeah.
Send him to a faraway island.
GMs, they were up to some.
Well,
some
before
stuff.
YouTube, and we're destroying these draft prospects as all these clips. They didn't have any, so you could hide. Yeah.
Krause knew what he had in Pippen, though. His senior year, Pippen averaged 23.6 points, 10 boards, and 4 assists, earning his second NAIA All-American selection. First over-under of the day, over-under his 3-point percentage his senior year. Over-under 55%.
Stop.
Under.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm going to go under as well.
Okay.
Considering how well he actually shot in the pros, I'm definitely going to say under here. Actually, wait, no, it's a trick question. It's a trick question.
That's too high. He probably shot one and a half a game.
Did college have the 3-point shot back at that point?
Yes.
Good question.
85, 86.
His senior year in college was the year that they implemented the 3-point line. But
that's what I was like, you're trying to trick us here.
So what are we going with?
I'm going to go over. I feel like it's a trick question. I'm going to go over.
Trick question. He got like 55.1%. He's just one.
And also, he attempted like, or like 14, total.
Ben, this is for you.
It's over?
So here it is. He shot 58%.
Wow.
He took 43s and made 23 of them.
Wow. That's not nothing.
That did not translate to the NBA very well.
No, it did not. It did
not.
So
impressive.
Yeah. So Pippen's hard work and persistence paid off because eventually he was selected with the 5th overall pick in the 1987 NBA draft.
The Seattle Supersonics select Scott Pippen of Central Arkansas.
Scott Pippen from the University of Central Arkansas. He's 21 years old, and that's right, folks, you probably have never heard of Scottie Pippen, but believe me, the NBA scouts heard about him, and Bill Russell was talking to people about this young man a few months ago, Rick Barry. I remember that Bill had his eye on him early out there, and he's, of course, out of the Seattle area, and Bill is moving around, and he liked him a great deal for Sacramento, but he's going to Seattle.
Well, Larry, you said that this is a big player that to come up in the draft, a big surprise for a lot of people, but not for you.
No, I don't think so. And when I looked at him on tape, I saw a lot of tape when I was in Atlanta last week watching him play.
So we have a slam dunk contest winner.
Yeah.
Also, Bill Russell was the Sacramento Kings coach during that time.
A bunch of names was covered on this podcast.
Yeah, Rick Barry.
There was a lot. That was a lot of information.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm only referring to him as Scott Pippen for the rest of the show.
Scott? Okay. Scott. Well, go ahead and give us your take on Scott Pippen during his college years, Chris.
The fact that he grew 6 inches between freshman and sophomore year is phenomenal. That is like hitting the lottery, for God's sake, for that college coach. Holy cow. He drafted a guard and then got one of the great forwards all time. Yeah. So that's phenomenal for that kind of growth. And that's as a dad of a teenage AAU player. I'm going to tell him about Scott Pippen growing 6 inches from freshman to sophomore year, not of high school, of college. I mean, the kid's 19 years old when he's doing this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and he continued to grow another inch when he was 20. So that is incredibly encouraging as a Hooper dad. So that's wild. I did not know that about Scott Pippen. I assume his middle name is just the letter E. Scott E. Pippen is my guess. Like Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, technically, his middle name is Maurice. And speaking of Maurice, what would you take away from him in college?
Nice segue there.
Yeah.
The 3-point shooting. That's really incredible. I never would have thought that. I would have taken the under every time.
Yeah.
But that does show that he's versatile. He can handle the ball and he can shoot. College three is a little shorter. He didn't take that much. It wasn't a high volume, but still, he can shoot. And then on top of that, he won the dunk contest. I mean,
yeah.
So
the Hawaiian dunk contest.
Yeah.
Scottie was doing it all. Ben, what about you?
It's interesting now because Scottie Pippen, I'm trying to think. We obviously had Magic Johnson, but his frame they were talking about, they're like, I've never seen this before. And now that's kind of the prototype of what you want in an NBA player, like a wing who can kind of do it all, like a LeBron, a KD. Because Pippen was kind of more 6'9", right? He's like a lot.
I think he's 6'7".
6'7",
I've always seen 6'7" on all this.
There's
all this
some
stuff.
shots of like him against like, I don't know if you guys remember, but like him, Rodman, and like MJ.
Right.
And he's like an inch or two. He's like 2 inches taller than all of them. You know what I mean? Do you guys remember like?
Yeah,
well, it could be like a Kevin Durant thing where he lies about his height.
Yeah, he lies a little. So I would say that his just athleticism what stands out. The dunk contest and like again, such an underrated quality. And it's interesting we're playing these two guys because both these guys have very underrated athleticism.
So I did while that clip was playing because I remember this and I was gonna see if you were to bring it up. Both he and Kawhi were part of draft day trades.
Yes,
interesting.
But here's the crazy part. So the pick wasn't originally Seattle's; it was actually New York's. It was traded the prior season from New York along with the second round pick for Gerald Henderson. Shout out Gerald Henderson.
Oh yeah,
and a future first that ended up being Mark Jackson. Now imagine if the '90s Knicks had Scottie Pippen.
Well, they got Charles Oakley, so that's for their
Oakley's
team.
a power forward. Scott, I'm just saying.
He was a good Knick, though. I'll say that.
Yeah. Anyway, and then the trade on draft day was an '89 first, who was Jeff Sanders to the Bulls for
and Alden Polynice.
Yes, thank you, because I cannot pronounce.
Seattle Supersonics. Yep.
And a second round pick that ended up being Sylvester Gray, and a first round pick that ended up being
Horace Grant was drafted in the first round by the Chicago Bulls. So they got Grant and Pippen in the same year.
Wow!
And they just grew together.
They also got Sylvester Gray, and then later '89 first in return for B.J. Armstrong as well.
Okay.
So that was really just big, and we'll get into Kawhi's draft day trade stuff too, because I remember that one.
Yeah. Well, Jerry Krause, he clearly knew what he was doing, even though everyone was mad at him after that documentary. But we're ready to switch gears. Are you ready, Chris, for your debut on NBA Now and Then?
I'm ready to be narrator voice, Chris. Now.
All right, let's do it.
First quarter background.
See, now when he does it, nobody's laughing, but when I did it as a gig last episode, everybody couldn't keep their stuff together. I'm just saying.
He does it a little bit better than you.
Well, he's a professional actor. I'm not.
Yeah. That sounds a lot better than the AI voice. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that does sound better.
First quarter background. It's time to talk about Boardman, a.k.a. Fun Guy, a.k.a. the Terminator, a.k.a. the Claw, a.k.a. Santa Claus. Before he was given those nicknames, he was born Kawhi Anthony Leonard in Los Angeles, California, greatest city in L.A. County, on June 29th, 1991. Kawhi was raised by his parents, Kim Robertson and Mark Leonard, and has 4 older sisters. Growing up, he worked at the car wash that his father owned in Compton. Kawhi was very close to his dad, who wanted his son to play both football and basketball in high school. Now, which one of you guys knows the first NBA game that Kawhi Leonard ever attended? Who did he see? Which team game did he go to first?
I feel like this is a Kobe Bryant answer. Also, I just want to say I understand why Kawhi is so quiet now, because as a man with older sisters, he has 4. No wonder he is quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can shout out. I have 3 older sisters. You get pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Chris, I think in your enthusiasm, this is going to be, and knowing your favorite Clipper, his first game was the Lamar Odom iteration of the Clippers, is going to be my guess.
Oh, man, I love Odom so much. Hello. So that's your guess is Clippers. Ben, what about you, Maurice? Which team do you think he went to first?
Oof. I'm going to say, just based off his age, I'm going to say the Kobe Phil Jackson, Odom, Gasol team.
Mm-hmm. Purple and cold. Okay. The L word. What about you, Uriah? Where do you think Kawhi went to see his first NBA game?
I wrote the damn script, so I kind of know the answer. So you guys can skip me. Skip me.
All right. What about you, Lucas?
I think it's also Kobe Bryant rookie year.
Oh, rookie year. Okay,
L word.
Somebody got it right.
At the Forum. It was, of course, let's go, Clips. He had to go see those clips. He went to see the clip show.
Oh, it wasn't even the Lakers. Okay.
I wonder if it must have been a game at the sports arena, but maybe it was in 99. You know, we moved from the sports arena to Staples Center in 99, so maybe he went to the Staples Center. I don't know the answer to that. Do you know, Uriah, what year he went to that game?
I'm not sure. I'll have to do a little research.
But if it was before the Lob City Clippers, that's dedication. Because the Clippers teams were not good.
There was the Sean Livingston season, too.
They were not good.
We were good in 2006. We were good in the 05-06 season. We won our first ever playoff series. That was in Staples Center.
There was a lot, but you guys had that exciting team. That was the Elton Brand, Darius Miles,
the Knuckleheads, Darius Miles,
the Knuckleheads,
Quentin Richardson, Corey Maggette. Y'all ain't ready for Corey Maggette. Go together with the Clippers like some meatballs and spaghetti.
Yo, let's go.
All right, so even though his parents split up when he was younger, his dad would still visit him and run football and basketball drills together. Because of Kawhi's AAU coach, Marvin Lee, Kawhi transferred to MLK High, where his talent made him a standout player, and he became California's Mr. Basketball. Things were going really well for Kawhi until, sadly, tragedy struck. Does anybody know what horrible thing happened to Kawhi Leonard as a teenager?
Oh, I know. As a family member passed away. I just don't know which one.
His dad died. His dad was murdered, right?
Exactly. It's a very just devastating thing to happen to a young guy. According to an NBC LA article, Mark Leonard was shot and killed while working at his car wash in Compton. In 2011, Kawhi spoke about his father's death to Fox Sports, saying, "I'm not sure what happened. I really don't know anything other than someone random came to the car wash and shot him. I think it's better for me to not know who it is." So that's kind of fascinating. And it really just like you said, with the 4 older sisters, and then now, this is why he's so quiet, if you will. And now you see his father was gunned down at his Compton car wash, just clam that guy up for the rest of his life. So the day after the murder, Kawhi played a game where he scored 17 points. After that game, he broke down in his mother's arms in the hallway. In attendance that night was the great Denzel Washington, who was there to see his son Malcolm play. Denzel told Bill Simmons on his podcast, "We had a moment of silence for him, and the kid's name is Kawhi Leonard. This kid was inspired by losing his dad, and what a game." So, boys, anything stand out to you about Kawhi's pre-college years that maybe tells you something about him that you didn't know and kind of paints a better picture of the man he became?
I think losing a parent at any young age, and this isn't the first NBA player that we've covered that sadly happened to, but it does make an impact. And, for better or worse, it helped make him the person that he is today.
Yeah, that's a lot to overcome. Sometimes people knock Kawhi for being quiet, but he's just incredibly humble. And I think to experience something like that so young in life, he probably doesn't take it too seriously. That's kind of what you get from Kawhi. And he obviously works hard, but, it is at the end of the day just basketball.
Yeah, and he always says he wants to be able to walk with his kids one day, or he said that, and that kind of haunts him. But it's family is very important to this guy, and you always see clips with him and his kids at San Diego Padres games and stuff. And he just loves San Diego, which we're about to get into. And so I think, you lose a dad at that age. Obviously, first you got to deal with divorce, right? And then even worse than that is death. So he just knows how important every moment is with your kids, because it could go like that. So that was a huge eye-opener for me, learning of that tragic past story about Kawhi Leonard. And that's clearly why being a great dad to his kids is so important to this guy.
I do want to also note, though, he has found another father figure within his family, his uncle, who I'm sure we'll talk about at some point.
100%. And in a lot of ways, I'm like a cool uncle to him as well.
I'm sure you are.
Well, every time I'm near him, he just like a tear just wells up in his eye, and he has those giant hands.
Have you, not to get off topic, but do you get to like talk to him at all? Like, because you're
very rarely, just because like. Now at this point, like I'll see him, and I always kind of respect the guys, and he's just not that outgoing. So it's like I have a much more verbose relationship with Ty Lue, for example. He's the coach, he's the spokesman for the team in the post-game press conferences, and he also kind of learned under under Doc Rivers, who is like the most media savvy coach in the NBA.
Yeah.
And so he saw the way Doc does it, and Ty Lue does it this kind of the same way, just in his own version. So I'm much more vocal with Ty. And then James Harden is just like an outgoing, kind of more goofy guy. So I have a better relationship with the Beard. But I also just have such reverence and respect for Kawhi that I'm like, I know these guys at the end of the day don't like dealing with media for the most part. So I just kind of respect that, that wall in between us. And I'm just like, let the man do what he's got to do. All right, so most people know that Kawhi played at San Diego State, the Aztecas. Does anyone know of the two other West Coast programs that recruited Kawhi Leonard, California's Mr. Basketball?
Well, I don't think they're California teams, or else he probably would have gone there.
I can take. I'm trying to think. It's probably going to be a UC school, Chris, like UC Irvine, and like I'm going to say like Fresno State. Those are my two guesses.
Wow.
UC Irvine and Fresno State. Okay, lock it in. Those are Ben's final answers.
Say Oregon State's going to be one of them.
Oregon State?
Oregon?
Okay.
I don't think he wants to leave California or New Mexico State.
That's my thinking as well. I would have said like USC. And
if it was USC, he would have gone to USC.
Oh no,
he lives in LA.
True.
He lives in Moreno Valley. Moreno Valley. That is not Los Angeles.
Where is that?
We're West Coast guys, so you're gonna have to break
is that San Diego?
We're East Coast guys, so we don't know that.
No, I understand that. Moreno Valley, I want to say is inland and like maybe on your way out to Palm Springs, but don't quote me.
It's about an hour away in the research.
But I also get Palm because Paul George was the pride of Palmdale, so I always get Moreno Valley and Palmdale confused. But they're definitely like they're on the way outskirts of Los Angeles, so it's more like calling like New Jersey, New York City. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Delaware, Philly.
So, Maurice, this is for you, sir.
Oh, I was right. There you go.
This is crazy. USC and UCLA. This dude loves San Diego. He wanted to go down south where it's sunnier, greatest climate in the contiguous United States of America. Clippers go to Dodgers games and get booed. Clippers go to San Diego Padres games and get cheered. And Kawhi Leonard has this massive compound closer to San Diego. The dude loves San Diego. I think if it was up to him, he would move the Clippers from Inglewood to San Diego. Loves Diego.
San Diego Clippers.
That's not.
And
that's who they were originally.
That's who they were. We moved like thieves in the night in '84 when LA had the Olympics. Apparently, Donald Sterling didn't tell the NBA. He just moved the team without telling the NBA. I guess you could do that back then.
That's nuts.
That sounds like Donald.
San Diego's pretty small, actually. It's like it's touristy. It's not that big of a city.
And by the way,
I'm sad that they lost. I'm sad that they lost the Chargers. Anyway,
the answer is not only does the guy love the climate and love the vibes in San Diego, it is way more slow paced. It's also, by the way, far away from that horrible car wash murder. Anyway, Coach Steve Fisher of the Aztecs promised Kawhi the chance to start his freshman year, which clearly he was not going to do as a UCLA Bruin or a USC Trojan. So he chose to start. And then the guy just loves San Diego. So maybe he fell in love with San Diego an Aztec, or maybe he already liked it. Who knows?
Yeah.
So believe it or not, fellas, this is going to be mind-boggling to you. Kawhi was known as a trash talker at San Diego State with an asterisk.
That doesn't seem...
With an asterisk, okay? Two teammates shared a few instances while playing with fungi. Tyrone Shelley, who I assume is great-grandnephew to Mary Shelley, who created Frankenstein, recalled most people say it like, oh, I'm about to get buckets on you. But Kawhi was just like, buckets, layup. Just one word. He wouldn't trash talk. He would trash word you. LeBradford Franklin remembers he would just say, no. Or nope. And then he would score on you. Bucket. If he was grabbing a rebound, he'd say, give me that. Or famously, board man gets paid. You guys want to hear Kawhi's college stats?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
No.
Well, too bad. You're going to have to hear it next time on NBA Now and Then. Thanks for listening, everybody. Okay, let's get into his college stats. He was at San Diego State 2 years. His sophomore year, by the way, he led his conference in rebounding, fourth in scoring and steals as a sophomore. As a freshman, he averaged 12.7, 13 points, 9.9. Let's give him 10 rebounds, 1.9 assists. Let's give him 2 assists. So 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists as a freshman. Got those numbers up as a sophomore, 15.5 points, 10.6 rebounds, 2.5 assists. As a sophomore. Oh, he just got better and better. He also led the Aztecs to the NCAA tournament 2 years in a row. Sadly, he never got past the Sweet 16, but it was all good, though, because Kawhi Leonard went on to be selected 15th overall in the 2011 NBA draft by like Lucas said, not the Spurs, the Indiana Pacers.
The Indiana Pacers are now on the clock. The Pacers made the playoffs for the first time this past season since 2006. The pick is in. Who will the Pacers take? Here's the commissioner.
With the 15th pick in the 2011 NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select Kawhi Leonard from San Diego State University.
Kawhi Leonard, the sophomore forward, 6'7", 227 pounds. 23 double-doubles this past season. Jay, we haven't heard a lot about him. What do you like about this kid?
He's relentless, and you cannot teach relentless. I mean, this young man pursues the ball like very few others in college basketball last year. He's just a sophomore. He's 6'7", but he's got the wingspan of a guy 7'3". Big hands, and he plays hard all the time. You know, Steve Fisher, John Barry and I were talking to him just before the draft started, and he said he's never had a gym rat quite like Kawhi Leonard, a guy who is always working on getting better.
I forgot that he was drafted by the Indiana Pacers. That is bonkers.
Me too.
So a couple things I want to point out. The 2011, so Chris, we do draft comparisons. And 2011, you guys, I think we've decided that's one of the more loaded drafts, right?
Yeah. We're going to do
the reason Indiana didn't keep him, I'm recalling, is because they had Paul George and they were too similar?
No, it's because they had Danny Granger. Danny Granger. So they had a guy who was Danny Granger. I think he was an all-star. So they
needed a point guard too. So they figured they could flip the pick for who ended up being George Hill. George Hill. They got George Hill.
He was good, though. Yeah. He was good.
Yeah, George Hill was.
He was a fan. He was a fan
George
favorite.
Hill and Tony Parker were going back and forth for that starting role in San Antonio, so they had to trade one of them.
Interesting.
They ended up playing together anyway. PG and Kawhi. Interesting.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what surprised you guys, maybe that you didn't know that you learned today on the big show about Kawhi's upbringing? Anything that stands out to you about his pre-draft Kawhi? Because everybody knows what happened after that.
I'll go with, like you said, Chris, the word trash talked or word talked.
Trash word.
I would have never thought that. When I was researching this, I was like, really? He would talk smack on the court? I mean, he barely talks ever to anyone, right? But I mean, hey, Kawhi is he's a very enigmatic guy. He's a fun guy. He has a very unique laugh. And, on the court, he's always been dangerous. Hands so big he could palm a planet. The dude, from what I heard, has like fingers as long as Dr. J. We know how Dr. J used to palm the ball. So you got to figure Kawhi just had natural athletic gifts, like Ben said, but also he had other gifts that helps him make his shot. Like when you watch him shoot a jumper, and Chris, it's kind of like a line drive.
Yes, sir.
But it just goes straight in. Like he's
a surgeon.
There's no arc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's like Nurse Scalpel. Bang. And it cuts in there.
Yeah.
So I think the thing that surprised me is that he turned down offers from bigger colleges that were from his own hometown. I mean, you think about it, like San Diego State, I don't even know if they were in the Mount West. I think at that point they were still in the West Coast Conference, right?
Yeah, that's a good take, Lucas. And you got to remember when he would have been a freshman was right when Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook just left too. So that UCLA was the best in the country. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So there was every reason to go to those big schools, and yet he chose a smaller school, which kind of goes back to his stoic type of personality.
Right.
Well, when they offer you the starting spot in your freshman year, that's very enticing.
It is, but what is it easier to get drafted from San Diego State, or if he did the same thing at UCLA, would he have gotten even higher?
Higher.
I think in today's era, or at least in the 2010s, you have the internet and people can see you anywhere.
Well, remember, they both went from not big schools, Central Arkansas.
Right. Yeah, but that's
San
the
Diego
80s,
State.
though.
Yeah,
but
still, they're small schools.
Yeah.
One thing that you just brought to my attention is, remember, his dad was just murdered. So
in LA,
do I want to? Yeah, exactly. Do I want to ride the bench and just sulk and be depressed over my dad dying, or do I want to be in the court where I'm distracted? I have a purpose. I'm a leader of the team.
Fair enough.
And not to bore you guys with California geography. However, Compton is kind of like in between UCLA and USC. And Moreno Valley, I was right. It's all the way out by Palm Springs. It's actually a hell of a lot easier to get from Moreno Valley to San Diego, even though it's a little bit further, because you're not driving through America's most populated county in Los Angeles, where you're just headed directly straight west on the horrible 10, which nobody wants to drive on the 10, east or west, trust me. So it's actually kind of easier for him to get from Moreno Valley down to San Diego, where, by the way, everybody's taking life nice and slow, no hustle bustle, and no Compton car wash nightmare. So it kind of makes sense to me, and I learned a lot on this episode. Thank you, Uriah. Good research, buddy.
That's a good take. Yeah, it's slightly closer from where, because you have to remember he went to high school kind of more in Inland Empire area, and that's actually it's the way the coast is San Diego it goes like this. So San Diego is actually quite east compared to LA. So Inland Empire isn't that far. Yeah, the thing that stands out to me is that he fell to 15. I remember this draft, him in particular, because he was, and just in general, I watched
a
lot of
combine darling.
But he was considered a power forward. He played power forward.
He did.
And if you think of Kawhi, he's certainly a small forward, but his ball handling, his guard skills are really incredible. And so it's fascinating to think of him as a power forward. I mean, he's big enough and strong enough, but it's interesting how much he developed his game to be kind of a shooting guard.
Yeah. Well, I think he started out a power forward because back in college he couldn't really shoot all that well, right?
Yeah, he was not a good shooter, and he was a big rebounder. He would average 10 rebounds a game.
And on top of that, going back, I was still stuck on this. He didn't watch Lakers games; he watched Clippers games, and that kind of threw me off because I guess he was watching the Oliver Candy Clippers and that early 2000s where they were just horrible.
But the knucklehead Clippers, literally Shaquille O'Neal liked that team, and then there was Cameron and Joel Santana rap videos back then where they're wearing Clippers gear. So it's that team. It was a very small window, by the way, where they were the youngest team in the NBA.
Darius Miles had an acting career because of it.
100%. And so it's they were this hot team, and they were young. They were the youngest. They were all under 21. They couldn't even get into the club. Yeah. And so the reason they started doing this knucklehead thing is because they were going to Westchester High basketball games because they couldn't get into clubs and stuff. And there were these teenagers. I want to say, what's his name? The guy, the center for the Knicks who won it with Dallas Mavericks. Tyson Chandler. I'm pretty sure he saw Tyson Chandler as a high school kid. Don't quote me. And like his high school team was doing the knucklehead thing, and all those Clippers went to their high school games, and they invited him to Staples Center to go see games. And the high school kids were like, "Yo, you guys got to do this during the game." So they started doing that, and they were celebrating when they would hit threes, but they were losing games by 20. And they all of a sudden started making it flashy and cool to clip, hip to clip. So I'm guessing that's the Kawhi Leonard's team that he was like, "Yo, these young guys are kind of cool." So I don't know though. And then like I said earlier, 2006, we actually won a playoff series led by Sam Cassell and Elton Brand, and that was kind of a fun squad too. Sean Livingston, a young guy going right from high school to the league.
Well, out of all the players we've covered, quite a few of them were Lakers fans, and clearly Kawhi was not. But we're ready for stats. Lucas, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Second quarter. Statistics.
Picks up Bill Winnington. Scottie with a post up now.
Oh, get in there. Got it here, and Michael got it in. On the arm. All over. Pip. Yes! He takes the blow and goes right on in.
He knew it was coming. You could see him see the defender.
Watch him come in and get them both there.
So, through the second quarter. Scottie drives right inside.
Whoa!
Oh, what a
slap over on Michael. Everybody's going, where is the... Take a look at Scottie Pippen coming through here. He goes around for the dunk. Gatling catches him right there. And Pip comes down hard on the floor for the basket.
Tony's a trailer on the right side, right behind Scottie. He'll take the long jumper and hit.
Well for Pip.
So those were the highlights. Here are the numbers, guys. Scottie Pippen was listed at 6'8", 210 pounds. He wore number 33 at all three of his career stops. His best season, this was a little tricky, but I decided to go with the 94-95 season. Of course, the first season without Mr. Airman himself, Michael Jordan.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
He averaged 21.4 points, 8.1 rebounds, 5.2 assists, a league-leading 2.9 steals, 1.1 blocks, 3.4 turnovers, while shooting 48% from the floor, 34.5% from downtown, and 71.6% from the foul line. I'll go to Chris first. Chris, what are your reactions to that best season there?
First of all, I've always been a Scott Pippen fan. I'm a kid from the 90s, so I love that Bulls dynasty. Kind of unlike anything in my lifetime. The only thing you can really compare it to is Bill Russell's Celtics, where they just dominated the entire league, and nobody ever really got close. Nobody ever got close to Bill Russell's Celtics. Nobody ever got close to Scott Pippen's Chicago Bulls. I know I want to be like Mike, and Mike got all the hype, and Mike got all the splash, but Scott Pippen was the piece that Mike needed to get the job done. And also, of course, Phil Jackson assembled some really good squads around his big two, if you will. I mean, you could argue there was a couple of third options to make a big three, but it was crazy. Back then, you just talked about Mike, but it was Scott Pippen that put Mike over the edge for an unseen dynasty. And then his legacy gets tarnished because he couldn't do anything when Mike was playing baseball. He couldn't do anything when Mike retired. But you got to give that man his flowers for getting 6 rings, getting one for that second hand. And he did it quietly. I never really thought of him as that Kawhi quiet killer until I was on this show with you guys and you pointed it out to me. So, yeah, man, those numbers are astonishing. And, of course, they're going to help the greatest player of all time cement him as the greatest player of all time because he had, it's unfair to call him Robin and Michael Jordan Batman because it's more like Michael Jordan Superman and Scott Pippen is Batman.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, going off of that, Michael Jordan never won a championship without Scottie Pippen. Michael mentioned that in the Hall of Fame speech. So there's that. And on top of that 94 season, but he was third in MVP in 94.
No. I'm doing the 94-95 season.
94-95. Okay, I'm going to talk about the 93-94 season. Because that was the first season without Jordan. Jordan came back that second. Yeah.
Wow,
third.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, he was third in MVP. This is the mid-'90s you're talking about. And he carried that Bulls team. I mean, they lost to the Knicks in the playoffs. But the Bulls were still very competitive.
They were a very good team. Yep.
They were a good team, even without Michael.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
All right, just to give everybody a heads up, if you're wondering where Chris went, Chris Kawhi, he actually had to jump off the podcast early. He had to take his son to an AAU basketball game, but he will be on another future episode. He's been texting me, and we mentioned a Lou Williams possible comparison to Jamal Crawford, which as a Clippers fan or NBA fan, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, shout out to Chris Wild. He did a great job, and we look forward to having him back.
Yes, for sure.
It was interesting because like the Knicks thing, we always say like the Knicks were in their prime when Jordan sat out. So I always wonder if maybe the Knicks would have gotten one because of the players around Jordan and Pippen kind of changed. So I wonder if like that would have affected it. But did Michael ever go to a Game 7?
No, against the Pacers.
Eastern Conference.
No, Eastern Conference Finals, never in the NBA Finals.
And then and then there's the Cavs earlier in his career. The Cavs.
Yeah, went to Game 5. That was a Game 5.
Game 5.
Back when the format was 5.
Right.
Games,
and then did he never went to a Game 7 though in the finals?
No, never.
No. Yeah.
No. I'll go with the steals. I think Lucas, you said that he led the league in steals.
Yes.
I think and you also said his stat, he also averaged a block per game. So to average almost 3 steals and a full block and score and distribute. He was averaging 8 rebounds a game. Lucas, that's one of the best stat lines I think of any player in terms of we've ever done that does it all. Usually it's maybe like scoring heavy or defense heavy, but yeah, he was doing it all that year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Anyway, his career stats are 16.1 points, 6.4 rebounds, 5.2 assists, 2 steals per game. That's pretty impressive for a career average.
Yeah.
0.8 blocks, 2.8 turnovers while shooting 47.3% from the field, 32.6% from the three-point line, and 70.4% from the foul line. So that's pretty impressive. I'm impressed by that. Now, let's just do a quick over-under. Over-under, career triple-doubles, 20.
I'm going to go over.
I'm going to say under.
I'm going to say over.
Okay. Ben, this is for you.
Yeah, triple-doubles are harder to get.
17 career triple-doubles, which back in the 80s and 90s, that's still pretty impressive.
That's a big deal, yeah.
Yeah.
He is I hear a lot of people compare him as the essential point forward, like the prototypical point forward that everybody modeled their game after. We talked about Andre Iguodala in the past. I'm pretty sure I've heard him talk about it as well.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen was the first one. So that being said, let's go to career highs here. Career high, over under 45 points.
I'll go under.
Go under.
I'll go over.
We'll go over.
Okay. Uriah, this is for you.
Okay.
It is 47.
Okay.
Happened in the 96-97 season.
Okay.
So after Jordan came back. That being said, career high in rebounds, 18.
18 boards.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is just nearly as impressive. As a 6'8 forward, he has a career high of 15 assists. Steals. This is insane. 9 steals as a career high.
Well, because it's him,
that's
I'm not
a lot.
surprised. Yeah, not surprised by that.
5 blocks and 12 turnovers. So any takeaways from these career highs?
Well, one thing that stands out is, I'm going to go with the points.
Okay.
You never really think of Mike as the scorer of the team, and it was during the Mike season. So Scottie Pippen putting up 46, that's really impressive.
And think about it like this, too, guys. This is the 90s. Do you think a lot of players were scoring in the 40s in the 90s?
Not as much.
No. I mean, like, that's a normal thing for anybody that scores over 20 points per game in the NBA today.
Especially a second option. He was the second option to MJ. Unless MJ didn't play that game.
No, he was. Oh, I mean, I don't know about that game, but that year MJ was there, so I would assume so.
Yeah.
I get that Scottie was a good defender, but it's just really impressive. Anytime you're getting that many steals, it's really, really, really impressive. And then just kind of overall averaging over 3 steals is, we just saw a guy do that, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah, I'll just say the steals because that's what he was needed to do, play the passing lanes and cause havoc of any opponent that was bringing the ball up the court. But yeah, he's kind of like, I don't know, Scottie was so quick and he was kind of like a panther, just kind of lurking in the passing lanes, and he'd just jump out and dart and swipe the ball away from someone at the top of the key. Pippen was, I think Lucas has said it before in the past, players that use defense as an art form. I think Pippen was one of those players that studied, their opponents to no end and would apply what he learned on the court. He was just a defensive specialist.
Yeah, and real quick, just to go off of that, he has some great defensive attributes. So much that he can guard 1 through 4.
Yeah,
remember in the '91 finals, he guarded Magic Johnson.
Well, Magic Johnson doesn't really count as a traditional point guard, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they meet size for size, but yeah, Scottie was a very unique defender. Same thing with Kawhi as well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of Kawhi, great segue there, Maurice. Let's go ahead and transition to the claw.
Leonard gets the steal, 3-on-1. Kawhi.
Oh, wow.
Slams it down. Hanging in his room.
Somebody get that baby out the street. I see you, Kawhi. Woo!
The basketball means you have numbers. Turn around and find the open man.
Leonard raises up. Nothing but the bottom. Ridiculous. Wow. 3 on the 3. Spurs by a deuce.
Or just come off and shoot it.
Harden. Blocked by Leonard. Nene. Blocked by Aldridge.
Just come down and shoot the 3-ball, why don't you? You're the man of the hour. You're the superstar. You don't have to overthink it. That's exactly what he's done. And then James Harden thinks he's got it lane. That ball is destroyed off the glass.
Shot clock at 9. Murray takes it and tried to jam. It was rejected at the rim. It was almost saved by Beverly. Kawhi Leonard is doing it all. My goodness.
Yeah, so those are the highlights. Here are the numbers. Kawhi Leonard comes in at 6'7", 225 pounds, so a little bit shorter but a little bit bigger. He also, in his 3 stops, shared the same number each time, which was 2. His best season, this is a tough one, but in honor of Chris, who had to leave, but in honor of him, we went with his best season being his first season with the Los Angeles Clippers. He averaged 27.1 points, 7.1 rebounds, 4.9 assists, 1.8 steals, 0.6 blocks, 2.6 turnovers, while shooting 47% from the field, 37.8% from the three-point line, and 88.6% from the foul line. So, reactions to Kawhi's best season. I'll go with Maurice first.
What year was that again?
That was the 2019-20 season, so the COVID season.
Okay, that was the year. That was
his first season with the Clippers.
With Clippers, yeah. That was the year after the Raptors.
Yes, after the Raptors championship.
Well, 3-1.
What stands out to me is that was the first year. Now, Kawhi was kind of the man on the Toronto, but this was a team that was built for him. And he went to the Clippers with the championship, just won it, and they brought over Paul George. And he was the number 1 guy. And the statistics show it. Now, did it work out? Probably not. I don't know if Chris would agree with me on that one, but it didn't really work out. It didn't really pan well between Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I think the bubble year, they're probably the biggest. They're probably the biggest what if with the bubble, the Clips. Meaning, like, had there not been a bubble, that team was, all those guys were in their peak, and their supporting cast is really good. I do wonder if they would have, you know what I mean? To me, they're one of the biggest what ifs.
That's actually a good what if, Lucas.
They're the biggest of the bubble, I would say, because that team was just
Do the
loaded.
Lakers win a championship if there was no bubble? That's a good what if.
Yeah, because the big thing with the Lakers is they had an older team. They had Rondo and not just, and then AD, so they got their rest. So they're anyway. But the thing that stands out to me, Lucas, just Kawhi's like efficiency. He doesn't take the easier shots. He takes like heavily contested drive into shots, kind of MJ-esque. Yeah, is kind of his game, very mid range. So he's always above, like in and around high 40s, low 50s. And so anytime a guard, you see that with SGA, anytime a guard is doing that, that's really impressive because they've usually got like a guy right up on them, possibly a double, and that's their, their shot selection. So
I think the 88% foul shooting stood out to me just because Kawhi is not afraid of contact. And Ben, you alluded that he takes hard shots. So he probably will get to the line and unlike Scottie Pippen, who was not the best foul shooter, Kawhi was definitely that dude that could hit a clutch free throw when you need him.
Now, I will say this. During the peak of Kawhi's powers, he, including this season, he was averaging around 6 to 7 foul shots a game. However, it has gone down substantially since coming to the Clippers. His first season, 7.1 attempts. Second season, 5.2. Missed the whole entire third season. Fourth season, 5.4. Fifth season, 4.2. This past season, 3.3.
Yeah, maybe his less touches.
Well, because he's getting older. 1, 2. Yeah. He's becoming a little bit more frail when it comes to injuries. So
yeah,
I get it.
Yep.
You got to protect yourself. Yeah, no, I just think the overall scoring is just so impressive because he came in as a defensive guy. His career stats are 20.1 points, 6.4 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 1.7 steals, 0.6 blocks, 1.7 turnovers while shooting, 49.9% from the field, 39.2% from the three-point line, and 86% from the foul line. So any thoughts on that before we move on?
Hall of Fame numbers.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I feel it's interesting, the one knock on, he's won 2 championships and he got the finals MVP, so there's no real knock, but I would say that given what he kind of had in Toronto, for me, like, it's too bad that the Clippers thing didn't work out.
Right.
Because it's just some of the roster construction, this whole small ball thing, I think kind of always does them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Before we get to the career highs, triple doubles. Did he have more, less, or the same career triple doubles as Scottie Pippen with 17?
Ooh, that's hard. Because
I know this because it's surprising. He has very, very few triple doubles, so it's going to be
ruining the question, though, Ben.
It's going to be way less. Well, they always bring it up on ESPN. I always see it.
Yeah, but I know your answers, but I don't hint that hard.
Right, sorry.
I can
it's okay now.
I can edit it out.
Let's
pretend Ben didn't.
The answer is less.
The answer is less. Okay,
I'm gonna go with tie, just because because Ben could.
I'm
gonna
go with one. I'm gonna go with one less. Yeah. 16.
I hate you guys so much. No. I'm joking. It's two career triple doubles.
He only has 2? Oh my god.
That's surprising.
Isn't that wild? Yeah, because I think I was watching an ESPN game. It might have been in the Sixers or the Clippers, and they're like, "This is his first career triple double." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, I was surprised.
We had 47 as a career high scoring for Scottie Pippen. So over, under, or the same for career high in scoring. Go with Ben first.
I'm gonna go under. I think
you're gonna go under. Uriah.
Over.
Maurice.
Over.
Okay. The answer is under. Ben.
What?
Oh wow! I was guessing on that.
45.
Scottie scored more than Kawhi
in the regular season. I don't do playoffs, so I mean, I'm sure probably. I don't know. We don't ever do playoffs here. I just do regular season career highs. So anyway, rebounds career high 16. Mm-hmm. Career high in assists is 10. 7 steals, 6 block shots, 9 turnovers. So thoughts on the career highs? Let's go with Mariah first.
That's shocking. Only 40.
Yeah. Well, he's not like a volume guy. He gets what he needs to get, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a little surprising.
Yeah, I mean, not to take all the answers, but that and the triple-double. It's like, wow, okay, maybe statistically he's not like it's going to wow you.
Yeah.
But I think Kawhi is more about the production than anything else.
They needed him to score. He's efficient. He also played with some good point guards. I'm not going to steal Maurice's thunder, but when he's in Toronto and obviously the Spurs, he had some pretty good facilitators. So they didn't need him. They didn't need him to pass like Scottie did.
Yeah, all of his career high in assists came once he joined the Clippers.
Makes sense.
Okay. He was the number one guy. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And look, the scoring you can, attribute to first being the Spurs system, then Toronto. That's the year that he had the career high 45, and then the rest of the time he's been sharing the court with either Paul George or James Harden, who's taking away shots. So
all right.
So that's Any other thoughts, Ben or Maurice?
No, just spoken piece.
No, I mean the way they use him on offense because he's so efficient in the mid range. That's why his assists are so low. That's why his game is the way it is. He's just a very much like when he gets the ball, you know what he's going to do. Kawhi, he's that kind of player, and it's not going to be too much cutting. He's most of the time going to take the mid range shot, and he's efficient at it. He's really good at it. So I think that's kind of why the career high is low in points and the career high is low in triple doubles and assists.
Yeah. Ben, you ready for your segment?
I'm ready. Let's go.
And now here's a hoops tip from a former guest and a friend of the show, Sherwin Vassallo. Sherwin is a basketball trainer from Canada who's also the player development and assistant men's basketball coach for St. Boniface.
Peripheral vision is one of the most important things that you'll need in basketball that's going to build your court awareness, not only offensively, but defensively. But how do we train peripheral vision? First exercise that I'm going to show you here is basically a two-prong exercise. It measures your peripheral vision, and you can use it to gradually build or improve your peripheral vision. We have two cones about 10 feet apart. I'm going to line myself up with those cones, the end cones. What I want to do is I want to focus straight ahead on a target. I'm going to take a small step forward. If I can see the cones on the outsides or using my peripheral vision, then I'm going to take a small step forward. I'm going to keep going right before I can't see it. Now, this is my mark where I can barely see it and still focusing straight ahead. We're going to mark off how far ahead from the line we've made it.
The progression to the exercise now is to add skill. You're going to move forward to where you had marked off, barely seeing your target during a pass. You're going to handle the ball and pass off the bounce to the target, maintaining steady eye contact straight ahead and trying to be as accurate as possible using peripheral vision.
Third quarter, accolades.
I played this game that I love so much, and everything I had, I laid it out there. I've also tried to live my life in a way that will make the people I love and care about proud of me. I have so much to be thankful for. I have been able to live my dream of playing basketball, surrounded by people I love and being cheered on by the best fans in the world. It was a great ride. For all of this, I say, thank God and thank you.
All right. So that is Scottie Pippen accepting his Hall of Fame induction. Let's get into it. So we kind of know this. How many times has Scottie Pippen been an NBA champion? We can all answer at the same time.
On 3.
1, 2, 3,
6. Okay.
7.
7.
He should have 7 with Portland.
He should have 7,
Ooh.
yeah. Ooh,
that
that's a good one.
series. Was that the series that was fixed?
Yeah.
Was it Sacramento? Yeah. One of those.
No.
That was fixed.
No.
That was the Shaq shot. That was the Shaq
alley-oop.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. No, that was a fix. Sacramento and Portland were both a little suspect.
Yeah.
With the refereeing in favor of the Lakers.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. So how many times is Scottie Pippen an All-Star? I'm going to go over under 8. Remember, he didn't just play on the, he was in the West Coast a bit too. So,
right.
All right, over under 8. Maurice, what do you think? All-Star Scottie Pippen.
I do remember him on Houston and Portland. He didn't go to the All-Star game. I do remember that. 8 is like, can it be equal, even, like just exact 8?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
8
can be even.
8.
All right, and Uriah.
I'm gonna go under. I feel like 7 is a number that rings my bell.
All right, Lucas.
I'm gonna go over.
All right, Uriah, you are correct.
Bingo.
It is 7, and he had 6. He had 6 straight, which is always impressive. It just shows like durability. So he got it in 90. He didn't get it in 91, which is interesting because they won a championship then. And I'm curious about that. I mean, I guess Larry Bird and Barkley Larry Bird was still playing, so it must have been
maybe Rodman, Dominique.
Yeah, it's interesting he didn't get it. He got it in 90 and then not 91. So I'm curious about that. Could have been an injury. And then he got it 6 years in a row, 92 to 97. Mm-hmm. So he didn't get it in the 98 season. Now, anyone who watched The Last Dance, or some of us who are old enough to remember, he was hurt a lot. So that's why he didn't get it in 98. Remember, he was hurt mostly, and he was also kind of sitting out. He was
kind of holding out,
which is common now. Scottie kind of started that. All right, I'm going to ask 2 questions. How many times is Scottie Pippen an All-NBA player? So over under on that, I'm going to say 8 again. So total, first, second, or third team, All-NBA player, 8. I'm going to start with Lucas.
I'm going to say probably... I'm going to stick with my over here. I think he got more All-NBAs than All-Stars.
Okay. And Uriah?
It's tough. I'm going to say under.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go under. Just thinking about that, under, because Scottie really didn't get the notoriety until like 90, 91, and that picked up when he got selected to the Dream Team as well. But then towards the end of the 90s, he was injured a lot. And they were just better power forwards at that time coming up. I want to say under.
Yeah, that's exactly what your take kind of fits what I'm seeing. So again, it's 7. So it seems to be he has this kind of one kind of injured year, right? So he didn't get All NBA in 91. So something was up, but he did get All NBA third team in 98. So they did give him. He must have come back after the All-Star break and played really well. So he got third team in 98. So it's the 7 total. He didn't get one in 90 or 91. So 92 to 98, he had 3 straight. He had 3 straight first team All-NBA from 94 to 96, which is pretty impressive because I'm trying to think of this. Larry Bird had just retired, but you had in the forward position, you had Charles Barkley, you had Sean Kemp in his prime. Who else did you have?
Dominique was still pretty good.
Dominique Wilkins. I think just those Karl Malone. Karl Malone. Yeah, so he got 3 straight first team All NBA in the forward position from 94 to 96.
Yeah.
2 All-NBA second team, 92 and 97, and then third team in 93 and 98. I mean, the Bulls were just so dominant. They won 72 games in a season, multiple 60-plus games. So his biggest accolades are I was actually kind of surprised. Do you think Scottie Pippen ever won Defensive Player of the Year?
No.
I don't think so. I think he missed it. But he made a lot of all-defensive teams. I know that.
I think they really only gave it to, outside of Gary Payton one year, it was really a center's kind of medium.
Right. And to be fair, back in the 90s, there were a lot of great defensive centers.
There were a lot of great centers.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And then the way the game was played, and this is probably his most impressive stat. Scottie Pippen is the 8-time All-NBA defensive first-team member.
Wow. 8-time?
You guys, 8 straight years.
First
from
team.
92 to 99. So he actually was an all, I was surprised to see this. I mean, I do remember those, but he was all NBA first team defense his first year in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's surprising.
99. Isn't that impressive?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
And then equally as impressive, he then left in 2000. He was on the Blazers, right?
Yep.
Yes.
2000?
Yep.
All NBA second team.
Wow. And this
defense.
is 12, 13 years in the league.
Yeah.
Super veteran, right?
And so 10 straight years. So from 91 to 2000, Scottie Pippen did not miss an All-NBA defensive team.
Right.
That might be a first for us. That might be a first.
Yeah, especially at that position.
I feel like Tim Duncan, there's probably a center that's on here that got 10 straight, but that's impressive because it shows he's durable too. So Scottie Pippen was the NBA steals leader in 95. And did he ever get an NBA All-Star Game MVP?
Ooh. I feel like at some point I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say no.
The answer is yes. It's yes.
You know, yeah. It's he got it the year MJ left. He had a really good. We already kind of Lucas talked about this in '94. Yeah, MJ's first year because MJ came back 2/3 of the way in the following year. But yeah, as we said in that year, he was NBA All NBA first team. He was an MVP finalist, as was mentioned. He was top 3.
That's crazy
in
because
voting.
I highlighted that season earlier, and I didn't even know that. I'm going to have to go back and watch that 94 NBA All-Star game.
I was pretty young, but I do remember Pippen really validated. I mean, I think they won 55 or 56 games. They were like, were they the 2 seed? That Knicks team was really good, but that was a good team, and he was the number 1 option, and so he kind of showed that, and so that was a big deal for him.
That was huge.
Remember the highlight Uriah him dunking on Patrick Ewing, standing over top of him.
I love that. Yeah. Ewing, he always seems to be getting dunked on by someone from Chicago, whether it's Scottie or Jordan.
So Pippen went, 6-time. He's got a lot of he wins where he goes. So 6-time NBA champion. He went 6 for 6, just like Michael Jordan. Never lost in the finals. No team even took them to a game 7. That's impressive. And then he was on both iterations of the Dream Team. He was on the 92 Dream Team and he was on the 96 Dream Team. So Pippen was on both of them. And then he was named USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year in 96. So I don't remember that. I remember it was in Atlanta, that Olympics, but he clearly played really well. And then Pippen's jersey was retired by the Bulls, number 33. He is on the NBA anniversary team, 50th and 75th. Number 33 retired by Central Arkansas Bears. That's about it for Scottie Pippen. Like I said, kind of the best considered maybe one of the best number 2 options ever. And so, what stands out to you guys?
Well, what stands out to me is it's kind of a shame that we will always refer to Scottie as the guy next to Michael. And hopefully this episode kind of shines a light on Scottie being not only a great player individually, but he's still a Hall of Fame player. And we need to, in my opinion, I think we need to just look at Scottie as just a singular great Hall of Fame player. And playing with a guy like Michael Jordan, you can get overshadowed, but statistically, accolades-wise, I think Scottie reputation should be that of a number one guy if he was on another team. If you took Scottie Pippen and you put him on a different team, even without Jordan on the Chicago Bulls, does Scottie Pippen become an all-star and a Hall of Fame player? I think that's the question that we should ask.
Fair question.
Yeah, I think it's a fair question.
That's a good question. Yeah, I think in his prime, so like in the earlier mid-90s, probably early 90s, like 93, if he was on the number one option on another team and it was built around him, that probably would have been a championship team.
Yeah, because that Bulls team, even with Michael, wasn't built with Scottie Pippen in mind. No. And another thing, our perception of Scottie Pippen changes because we saw The Last Dance. And that wasn't really nice towards Scottie in a lot of ways. Remember when Phil Jackson wanted Tony Kukoc to take the last shot?
Yeah.
And Scottie sat on the bench, and Scottie got a bad reputation for that.
Yeah.
And he didn't look good on Last Dance for that either.
Yeah.
But, like my point is, if Scottie Pippen was on, let's say, the Cleveland Cavaliers, are the Cleveland Cavaliers a perennial or potential championship club?
I think Scottie Pippen moves the needle for any team that he plays on, because when he went to Houston, he was a factor. When he went to Portland, he was a factor. He was so good defensively that Kobe Bryant is on record of giving Scottie praise for tips that he shared with Kobe Bryant, how to read certain defenses, how to guard certain players, who could go left, who could go right. So when Kobe Bryant is going to you for your advice on defense, that tells you the impact player that you are. And it's a shame that Jordan came back. I mean, it's not a shame, but had Scottie played that second season in a row without Jordan, maybe he could have continued to show the league how valuable he was. But the rest is history. He famously pointed to his sneakers on the sideline, like, "Come back, Jordan." And he came back, and they won 3 championships after that. But I think he definitely was overshadowed by Jordan. How can you not get overshadowed by the greatest player of all time? So, nothing about his accolades surprised me because he was that good.
Yeah, you guys took everything Lucas, that I was going to say. Yeah, they've already touched on it.
You sure?
Yeah, it's.
I mean, look, I wasn't like paying attention to basketball at that point. Look,
yeah, that's true. All right, you'll chime in more with Kawhi. I was
watching Power Rangers. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
look at you, Kawhi. That's the first. I didn't know you watched Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, I love Power Rangers.
Who was your favorite Power Ranger?
The red one.
I haven't watched Power Rangers.
Actually, no, I'm lying. It's the pink one, clearly.
Okay,
I
can see that.
I liked the bad guy, the White Ranger.
No. The White Ranger was the best one.
I think if we're talking about original Mighty Morphing, then red. But if we're talking all time, it's still red.
That man came out with a flute anyway. Back to basketball.
Yeah. All right. So that's about it. And like I said, I think I got to be honest. I think it was Maurice who said it. Maurice or Lucas. I didn't realize he was a top 3 MVP finalist in an off Jordan year. So that's pretty impressive. So he gets points for that. All right. I think we can move on, right, guys?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, cool.
Kawhi Leonard. The fans of San Antonio know how great you are, and now the whole world does. You are the 2014 Bill Russell MVP.
But right now it's just surreal to me. I had a great group of guys behind me, just pushing me, just wanting me to do, just be aggressive in the game, and they just helped me out. You know, they seen they have the talent. I could go out there every night, and they just told me I got to keep being aggressive every night for us to win this series. They all pushed me. Coach Pop pushed me. The fans pushed me.
It's okay to smile now, Kawhi.
Say that again.
It's okay to smile now.
Man, it's all surreal to me right now.
Well, congratulations. Kawhi Leonard is the youngest Finals MVP since 1999.
All right, that is Kawhi Leonard getting his first Finals MVP in the 2014 season with the Spurs. And the Spurs were kind of, and Lucas can chime in on this, but they weren't really the favorite. That was the last season. Not. They were not. Obviously, LeBron had a super team, and even out west, they were better favorites. So very unexpected. They Kawhi developed kind of during those playoffs. So, all right, we obviously know these two. Kawhi Leonard is a 2-time NBA champion with 2 different teams. And he won a championship in his first year with the Raptors in 2019.
His only year with the Raptors.
Yeah, his only year. A little controversial. Maybe he should have stayed, some people think, but I don't know. Siakam and OG, man, they're doing stuff. They were a good core. And he won the Finals MVP in both years. 2014, as you heard, he was the youngest. He was only 22 years old. I have a question. They didn't give Finals MVPs back when Magic. Is that why he's not the youngest?
No,
I'm confused.
Oh, in 1980, did Magic get the MVP?
3 years of college. He was not already older than Kawhi.
So he was 21. He's probably 21 or 20.
No, Magic was 20 because he graduated high school at 17. Yeah. So that's why Magic was young. He was younger than 22. Do you guys know? I don't think they gave the award back then, maybe.
No, he definitely got Finals MVP that year.
Magic?
Does anyone know that?
Well, they went all the way back to the 60s with the Finals MVP.
Yeah, they had
the first time.
Maybe he was old. Maybe you're right, Lucas.
Yeah.
Well, the youngest was Tim Duncan, right?
No. Because they just announced Kawhi was the youngest. We just got he was 22.
Was 4 years in the clip, they said the youngest since 1999.
Since 1999. Right.
Yeah, so the youngest MVP.
Oh, that's what's confusing.
Yeah, I got it right here. The youngest was Magic Johnson, 1980.
Okay.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, he was only 20.
Then it's Tim Duncan, right?
Well, no. Well, it's a couple.
Kawhi was younger.
Was 22. Kawhi, Tim Duncan, and Magic Johnson again in 82. They all were 22 years old.
Man, Magic Johnson was good. All right. So how many times do you guys think Kawhi Leonard was an NBA All-Star? I'm going to go over under 6. And there can be a tie, but yeah, over under 6.
I'm going to go with tie because you just threw that in at the last
Damn it. All right.
I'll go with tie.
Yeah, I'll go tie too.
I'm going to say over just because he's playing since 2011. So just off of 14
don't overthink
years.
it.
He just gave us the answer. What are you talking about?
Oh,
yeah, but you got to think about his durability, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, he missed a lot of seasons. He missed a whole year or two. So, all right, I'll go with tie. Why not?
All right, so it is a tie. It's 6. He's a 6-time NBA All-Star, which isn't bad. 2016, so he had 2 with the Spurs. 2016, 2017, he had 1 with the Raptors. And then he's had 3 with the Clippers. And he was an All-Star, not this year, but the past season in 2024.
Yeah.
He missed a lot of games this year, so he probably would have gotten another one this year. All right, and he is an NBA All-Star Game MVP. He got it right before the bubble in 2020. He was the NBA All-Star Game MVP. And how many times do you guys think – I'm not going to do over-under. I'm just going to do a general guess. How many times do you guys think Kawhi Leonard was All-NBA first team?
All-NBA first team? Not very often. Maybe once. I'll say – no, you know what? I'll give it twice.
Okay.
First team. I'll go 2 as well.
Yeah, I'll go 2. That sounds right.
It's actually 3. This is just wild.
Oh, okay.
His Superman year, they didn't give it to him. He got it twice in San Antonio, 2016, 2017. Kind of was in his peak in the last few years of San Antonio. Yeah. And then 2021 with the Clippers. So Kawhi got second team. He only played 60 games. It's famous that Nurse rested him So he only played 60 games. He would not have qualified for All-NBA. They gave him All-NBA second team that first year in Toronto, only playing 60 games.
Okay.
So he's All-NBA second team in 2019, 2020, 2024. So he's a 6-time All-NBA player, first and second team, 3 first and 3 second team.
I don't know. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I don't know if I agree with the 65 game rule.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
It's not enough. It's not, I think, especially now, with all the superstars getting hurt, and they're kind of equating that to usage, possibly training too much in the offseason, and just deep playoff runs. Like look what happened to the Warriors after their run. All those guys broke down because they kept making it to the conference finals and finals. And you just saw with the Celtics what happened with them. I think because he's such a good two-way player that his usage, I think it's why they have to monitor him, because he's such an elite defensive player.
Yeah.
So this is what's wild to me, and I'm curious the stats. If you guys want to look this up, who the youngest defensive player of the year ever is, because I'm curious if he's in that category.
So how many times did he win Defensive Player of the Year?
He's won it twice.
Okay.
And he won it back to back.
Oh.
And he won it he was 23 and 24 when he won it. Now, I know Evan Mobley just won it and is about that age. And I know Jaren Jackson Jr., so it's actually probably more common than I realized. But, yeah, he won it at 23 and 24. It was the NBA Defensive Player of the Year with the Spurs. So, as a forward, so that's pretty impressive.
It is. You would. So he's not even in the top 3 of youngest players.
No? Oh, okay. Is Evan Mobley
is in this order, according to AI Overview. Dwight Howard. Followed by Alvin Robertson, Jaren Jackson, Kawhi, and Evan Mobley.
Okay. Yeah, Dwight
they
Howard.
were all 23. It's just semantics of how many days.
Okay. Yeah, Howard came out early, like straight out of high school.
He was a high school prospect. So
yeah. All right. So, how many times do you guys think Kawhi Leonard is in the All-NBA defensive category? I'm going to go over under 6. Let's say that seems to be like a common number.
Well, it's not more than Pippen. We know that much. I'll say under.
Under 6?
Yeah, when I had to look up that stat, I saw the answer, so I'm going to bypass on this one, guys.
Let's say over.
Okay. So it is over, Maurice. You're right. It's 7.
Okay.
Yeah. 3-time All-NBA first team, and then 4-time All-NBA second team. And it's interesting because I don't think the 65 thing, I think, is affecting him later in his career, the 65 game rule. But yeah, that's the defensive stuff I always forget because it came earlier in his career. We think of Kawhi kind of more as, I wouldn't say an offensive player, but definitely like a kind of an unstoppable offensive player when he's like in the zone. So 7-time All-NBA defense, All-NBA rookie first team. I didn't realize that he was good right away. Right. So that was surprising. In 2012, that was a good rookie class too. So he actually made the first team. He was the NBA steals leader in 2015. He's actually on the 75th anniversary team. That makes sense. I don't remember that though for some reason. He kind of slipped through.
He's probably hiding. He's probably hiding somewhere because he didn't want to talk to anybody.
Clearly, yeah. Everyone was talking about Anthony Davis and Damian Lillard. They like forgot about him. Although he's more deserving of those two.
Yeah. You had the was it the KG and Ray Allen rift? Michael Jordan was there. It was just like there were a lot of little side stories. Isaiah Thomas
and Jordan were still beefing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are they still beefing?
That's what Dwayne Wade said on his podcast after the his top 75.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That's a weird beef. So Kawhi, I don't see him winning an Olympic medal. So that typically means, he didn't play.
Well, technically, he just won one. Was he on the team?
No, he didn't play. He got kicked off
he didn't play. He got replaced. So he got replaced by... Who did he get replaced by, guys? Tyrese Halliburton? Derek White. There we go. That was a good replacement, actually. So he's never won an Olympic medal. I think that's probably why he was trying to play this year. So that's kind of Kawhi's numbers. He's a MVP finalist. He didn't win, but he was an MVP finalist, I believe, multiple times with the Spurs. Again, that Raptors season, he didn't play enough games to really kind of qualify. What do you guys think? What stands out? I will start with Lucas.
Talk about late bloomers, right? That's what I kind of feel like Kawhi. He was a late bloomer, and then his prime feels like it's been kind of cut short due to injury, which is a weird combination for a player. I don't know if we've ever really covered a player quite like that.
Kind of reminds me of Scottie Pippen when I think someone mentioned the 98 season. It was like part holdout because he was mad at management and he wanted to renegotiate his deal, but he definitely had some type of maybe an ankle injury or something or a foot injury. So, yeah, I think Kawhi, had he not gotten hurt, I think it was like a thigh contusion or something. And then the staff at the Spurs are like, oh, he's cleared to play. But then he's like, no, I still have pain. And then it was just a mess after that. But I wish he was not as hurt. And I don't know, it'd be interesting had he stayed in Toronto. But I agree with Lucas. He was not going to stay. I think he wanted to come back West Coast. And but yeah, just the ultimate two-way player, kind of like Scottie. But once he became the number one, he showed what Scottie probably would have showed had he had more opportunities, which was he could score as well as defend.
Yeah.
When Kawhi is healthy, he's a top 10 player in the NBA. The issue is when he's healthy. And we've seen that before. We've seen it now with other players as well. Like Lucas said, he kind of stole my thunder, but that's cool. He's a late bloomer with the Spurs. It took him a couple of years to really get on track because you had Tim Duncan and the other players on the team. But when Duncan was on the tail end of his career, Kawhi really did take over that team. And Uriah mentioned, what if he stayed with the Raptors? I'm asking, what if he stayed with the Spurs? He would have been that transition from Duncan to Kawhi, and maybe they bring in another player like Paul George or whatever.
What happened to cause him go, right? They already brought in LaMarcus Aldridge, who was at the tail end of his prime, but still there, right? You had a young Derek White at the time, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. They were on the verge of beating the KD Warriors. Say what you will. Yeah, I think that they had a legit...
Was Zaza Pachulia?
Yeah, the famous ankle breaker of all times, right?
That was terrible.
So, like
that's a what if.
So, keeping that in mind, let's just say that injury doesn't happen. And then, first off, he knocks off the Warriors. Who knows what happens to that team, right?
Yeah.
But then, I think the Spurs find a free agent. Look, anybody would want to come play with Kawhi. Maybe they find a way to trade for Paul George, or maybe they try something else. I don't know. I'm sure they would try something to pair him with somebody. Because, if they can get through the Warriors, they can probably do the same thing with the who was the other team at the time? The Rockets? Yeah.
Do you guys remember the bubble Raptors season after Kawhi left? With the old... They were 2 seed. They were good. I think they were like a game away from making the conference finals. They were good. I think Kawhi elevates that team. What I think happens with that, if he's stuck in Toronto, I think he lands a free agent. That's what I think. Awesome. I think a free agent is enticed to go there. You have Anunoby, and then Siakam and Van Vliet. So I think that team had the most promise.
I think it's hard to get free agents in Toronto because, and I've talked to fans in Toronto that live there. It's like the tax system, like NBA players, hockey players, they get hit. I don't know. It's like 50, 60%. Like, it's hard for these athletes to go someplace like that, even with someone great as Kawhi.
I don't know if it's that high. I pay taxes in Canada. I don't know if it's that high, but it's high.
It's different tax bracket. But no, I've talked to fans from
to the 1%. So for you and I to pay taxes in Canada, I'm not going to lie, it's a lot. So for the regular person, it's a lot, but for the 1%, I don't think it's as much, if that makes sense. I think they're being taxed kind of all over the place. But it's another country, dude. Customs. Those guys complain about the customs thing. They sometimes have to wait hours. So, yeah. So, bring it over to Maurice. Let's talk about Scottie Pippen's teammates.
Scott Pippen.
Fourth quarter, teammates.
Scottie Pippen was the underrated, underappreciated Robin to Michael's Batman.
Through trial and error, through that kind of blast furnace that Michael would put people through, Scottie got tough.
I would never be able to find a tandem
another support system, another partner in the game of basketball like Scottie Pippen. He was a pleasure to play with. He helped me so much in the way that I approached the game, the way I played the game. Whenever they speak Michael Jordan, they should speak Scottie Pippen.
When everybody says, well, I won all these championships, but I didn't win without Scottie Pippen. And, that's why I consider him my best teammate of all time.
Well, that takes away a question from me. Well, that was obvious anyway. Let's get into Scottie Pippen. Drafted with the 5th pick in the first round of 1987 NBA draft by the Seattle Supersonics. Scottie Pippen was traded to the Chicago Bulls that draft day, actually. Mm-hmm. Let's get into some of his teammates, and we're going to start with his rookie season, which was 1987-88. Real quick, do you guys know how many wins that Bulls team had? His rookie season, 87.
Give us the over-under.
All right, I'm going to give you over-under 50.
I'm going to say
his rookie season?
His rookie season, over-under or
It wasn't Jordan's rookie season.
No.
They did get to the playoffs that year.
Scotty's, yeah. Let's talk about Scottie Pippen. Over-under or equal?
Oh, I'm going to say I'm going to say equal because it would have been 1988, and I think that's when Jordan started winning. Yeah.
You're right.
Say equal.
I'm going to say under, but close.
Yeah, you're right. This is your episode, right?
Oh, dang.
It's actually equal. I shouldn't have said that. But
yeah, you shouldn't have.
They won 50 games his rookie year.
Okay.
And spoiler, Scottie Pippen never was on a team with a losing record, except his last season, where he was with who?
The Chicago Bulls.
The Bulls. Yeah, he came back to the Bulls.
Yeah.
And they were terrible.
Yeah.
So that was his only losing season.
Well, was what's his face still the GM of the
Krause?
Bulls at that?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. No.
Well, did Paxson take over at that point?
I think that was right before what they call it, the Gar Paxson.
Yeah, Gar Paxson. Yeah,
it was right before that.
Okay.
But anyway, they won 50 games, lost 32. Their coach was Doug Collins, and the executive was Jerry Krause. Some of his teammates
they were running it back all the way with Doug Collins and Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, this is 80. This is 88. So yeah. I think this is the season before Phil.
Jerry Krause drafted reference. He drafted
Krause did a good job.
Yeah, he got it. Once again,
you got to give him that. He drafted
the Last Dance gave Jerry Krause a bad name, but he was a good.
And look, he was coached by a former Sixer.
Doug Collins.
Yeah.
All right. Some of his teammates were. Here's a blast from the past name: Artis Gilmore.
Hey, I know that one.
Ricky Horace Grant.
Okay.
Charles Oakley.
Yeah.
Who went on to get traded to the Knicks for Bill Cartwright. John Paxson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No other notable names here. Sedell Threet.
Who?
And Sam Vincent.
Okay.
They had a big name, Dave Corzine.
Center.
Yeah, he was a center. Yeah, so that was his rookie season. There were, I want to say they were a young growing team, but they won 50 games, which is not bad.
Right.
I think that was a testament to how great Michael was because he carried those early Bulls teams. All right, so let's move on. Now, the next Bulls team I wanted to highlight, because we just did Dennis Rodman, so I didn't want to highlight the same 72 and 10, 96, 95, 96 Bulls team. So I'm going to switch it up. I'm actually going to highlight, we talked about this all throughout the pod, this episode, 93-94 Bulls. They won 55 games, lost 27. Coach Phil Jackson, once again, executive with Jerry Krause. Obviously, they didn't have Michael Jordan, but, Michael Jordan was a Bull, quote unquote. Some of his teammates were B.J. Armstrong, Bill Cartwright, here's a good name, JoJo English.
Wow,
JoJo English.
There you go, Ben. JoJo
English. Once again, Horace Grant, Steve Kerr.
Of course.
Went on to be a great coach. Tony Kukoc. Luke Longley. John Paxton. Will Perdue. Bill Winnington. Scott Williams. Some good bench guys.
By the way, there is a Kerr connection to both players because Kerr technically kind of coached Kawhi and Team USA for like a day or two before he sent him home. So technically, player connection there.
Player coach,
Yes.
good grab, yeah.
And Steve Kerr did
and
play
then
for the Spurs.
Kerr won for the Spurs too.
Yeah, he played for the Spurs. Yeah.
So he was coached by Pop.
Yeah, there you go.
And he played with Tim Duncan is the connecting.
And
piece.
actually, if I remember correctly, Kerr was in the front office of the Spurs at the time that they drafted Kawhi. I can double check that though.
All right.
Yeah, he might have been.
My question is now, I do the wins, and obviously Michael Jordan won the most games with Scottie Pippen.
That's true.
Over under win percentage. Their win percentage together. 75.
Ooh.
Over under.
3 out of every 4 games they won. That's tough to do.
They did have that 72 win game season. So I'm going to say
They had a couple.
Right.
They had a couple over 65 as well, I think.
I'm going to bet first. Which answer, Ben?
I'm gonna say yes, but like maybe 75, 76%, like just over.
76?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right.
Same. I say over.
Say 5, say Lucas?
I third that motion.
All three of you are.
Okay, that's hard to do.
Well,
74.
It's 73.
Oh, okay.
73.5.
All right, that's close.
That's still
it's
pretty
close.
damn high.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, 73% win percentage when them two was on the court.
Can we
for
guess?
10 years.
Can we guess who was the second most wins with Scottie Pippen after Jordan?
That's actually a good one too.
That's a
total wins or win percentage?
I'll give you a hint. He played 7 seasons with Scottie.
7 seasons with Scottie.
Oh, it's gonna be Horace Grant.
Yeah, that was too much.
It's gonna be Horace.
It was Horace Grant.
It's gonna be Horace.
Yeah,
I only know that because you told me he was drafted with them.
Yeah. All right, so we got it right.
Yeah, that was too much of a hint. Yeah. Actually, he played 7 seasons with John Paxson as well. So, and he had 401 wins. So not bad.
Not bad.
We're actually going to move on to the new team, the 1998-99 Houston Rockets. Now, when I was a kid watching this team, I was like, geez, they got a couple All-Stars on this team. They got like a real big 3.
They have 4, right? Didn't they have 4 Hall of Famers on that team?
No.
Clyde was on that team.
No, Clyde retired.
Oh, he did?
They retired. That's why they bring in Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
I do want to note that Kerr was not a part of the Suns front office, according to the research that I found.
Okay.
Spurs
not
office.
Suns. Sorry, not Suns. Spurs. Because he was definitely the GM of the Suns.
Yeah. Well, this is a good one. I'm going to ask you guys again. I'm just going to give me a number, not no over under. How many wins did that Rockets team, the 1998-99 Rockets team have?
Okay, I was like, dude,
just give me a number.
7, 8.
Give me a number.
No, 7.
The answer's not 7.
I don't know, maybe 45.
Ben?
They were old.
That Rockets team was really good. So that's the John Stockton. They were kind of a victim of how good the Jazz were. So that was a good team. They won way over 45. Yeah, they were, I think, the 2 or 3 seed, right? Or at least the top 4 seed. They were really good.
I'll say 54 wins.
54?
Yeah.
Well,
I'll say 56.
You're wrong because it was a trick question. That was the lockout season.
Oh. I hate you so much.
That's for you. That's for you.
That's being a troll.
Yeah.
They were 31-19.
Okay.
That was the lockout shortened season. They were still good. Still good win percentage. Their coach was Rudy Tomjanovich, and their executive was Carol Dawson. I always thought this team was really good.
Carol Dawson?
Carol
Dawson.
Carol Dawson.
That's pretty. That was. She must have been like the first.
Carol, man or a woman?
It was a man. Carroll.
Oh, like the last name? Interesting. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, team. Yeah, like I was saying, I thought this team was really good, but I didn't take into account me being young at the time. They were really old.
Yeah,
they were a really old team.
I mean, you had pretty much everybody past their prime on that team.
If you'd have had this team 10 years earlier, boy, they would have won everything.
Oh, yeah.
Some of his teammates were Charles Barkley. And then we saw many videos of him and Scottie not liking each other. They still don't like each other to this day. Anton Carr.
Who?
Othello Harrington.
Okay.
Eddie Johnson.
I know him.
Good shooter.
Yeah. Cuttino Mobley.
Young
Cuttino.
Yeah,
that was rookie Cuttino Mobley.
Okay.
Elijah Wan, and of course Scottie Pippen. They didn't have a lot of depth on this team, but they had a big three, even though they were aging.
Right.
Obviously, they didn't win. The Spurs won that season. This was the
How far in the playoffs did they get?
They actually got eliminated in the first round by the Lakers.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a best of 5 series, and they still had best of 5s. The Lakers beat them 3-1. All right, so let's move on to the last team, which was the 1999-2000, the next season, Portland Trail Blazers.
That team should have won it.
That was so fun. That was such a fun team, man.
This was a really good team. They lost in the Western Conference Finals to the Lakers in Game 7. So they went for it. Their record was 59-23. Their coach was Mike Dunleavy. And their executive was Bob Whitsitt. Some of his teammates were Greg Anthony.
Okay.
As a son in the league. Stacey Augmon, the Plastic Man.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Brian Grant. It was good.
Power forward.
It was great.
Jermaine O'Neal.
Oh,
young Jermaine.
Yeah.
This was actually a really good team. Detlef Schrempf.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Huh?
Role player at that point. Role player.
I think we highlighted him on the Reggie Miller episode too.
Yeah, he was an all-star. He was on the Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, early 90s. He was really good.
Steve
He's
Smith.
actually an all-NBA player.
Steve Smith.
Damn, that team was deep.
Here we go. Damon Stoudemire.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, young Rasheed.
Yeah. And then
Bonzi Wells.
Oh,
Bonzi was nice.
Bonzi Wells.
And Arvydas Sabonis.
Yeah.
That was a really good team.
That's a great
That was
team.
a deep
Scottie,
team, man.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Great
they had
defense.
enough youth with Bonzi and Jermaine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stoudemire was a more than capable point guard. Very good.
Actually, they were so good.
Greg Anthony was like a starter level. I remember he would come in the game. Him and like Bobby Jackson in that era were just like they would start on a team, but they had them as a backup point guard. It was just such a luxury. Yeah.
I remember Greg Anthony as the starting point guard for the Nuggets back when I first started watching, but next to Carmelo, or maybe he was a reserve, but he was on the Nuggets.
That Portland team was so good that they actually had to trade Jermaine O'Neal because he couldn't get any playing time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
So
and then they ended up getting Zach Randolph immediately after.
That series gets overshadowed by the Sacramento one, but that was a very suspect ref series. If you guys remember.
Deserved.
Yeah.
The Lakers escaped a couple of them series back then. All right, so in Scottie Pippen's career, what teammate stands out the most? Let me start with your
Well, it could be number 23.
All right, so let me ask that question again.
Okay.
Besides Michael Jordan, which teammate stands out the most in Scottie Pippen's career?
That's a good question. I would probably go with, I guess Horace Grant, because they came in the league together. They both played at the forward position. Mm-hmm. And he did all the dirty work that both Jordan and Scottie didn't need or even want to do. So he
and not to cut you off, I didn't highlight the later Bulls with Dennis Rodman, of course.
Right. Well, yeah, maybe Ben or Lucas can jump in. But just because they were drafted together and they came up with the first three-peat, so I'll go with Horace Grant.
I'm going to go with a player that he didn't get along with, actually. I'm going to say Tony Kukoc.
You guys picked my top two guys. It's funny.
Look, I mean, Tony Kukoc, for better or for worse, was arguably the third best player on the team at points, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, and him and Jordan just did not like they talk about pettiness in basketball. The 90s and 80s were the pettiest times of basketball.
Well, that was, I think you're referring to the Olympics.
Yes, they picked on him.
Yeah.
Poor Tony. He had no idea what was coming, or even why.
I thought they were cool with Tony, though, when he got to the Bulls.
No. Because Tony was supposed to be like a eventual replacement for them.
For Scottie?
Krause was exalting him as this next superstar from Europe. And I think they resented, especially Scottie, because Scottie was like the 175th lowest paid player in the league or something like that.
Yeah. So I remember that.
Yeah, if you're like 7, 8 all defensive team and you got 6 rings, how are you not the top 10 paid player in the league? I'm sure Scottie resented some players and even his own teammate.
Yeah.
And Ben?
I'm gonna go.
We stole it, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't want to go Michael because it's too obvious.
Go Rodman.
Yeah, I'll go Rodman because I think Rodman was he was a big part of that second iteration. And so I think the two of them on defense were interchangeable, can guard, and you had Michael Jordan on defense, but they could guard 1 through 5.
Yeah,
and to have two guys who can guard 1 through 5, I mean, it's just such a luxury. And 2 essential like defensive player of the year candidates on the court. So they only played together about 3 or 4 years together.
3 years.
But they were really dominant, and they won an NBA championship every time they played together. So clearly that was a good pairing.
Dominant.
Yeah. I think it was a good what if with Jordan if they would have just stayed together for one more year. That lockout season, everybody got nothing.
Yeah.
You can check out the what if about that one.
Yeah.
That's Kawhi. Kawhi. I think people don't realize he is as normal as possible, and he's a funny dude, and he's, charismatic, and he has a personality. I don't know why people undermine that he's just think he's a robot. That's the craziest thing to me.
The thing I love about him is when you comfortable in your own skin, you're going to get way more love than you even expect. You know what I'm saying? And for Kawhi, he's bro, I don't want to be on the internet, bro. I don't want to be in the media. I want to live my life. I want to hoop. I want to hoop. Be with my family, my boys, and that's it. So for Kawhi, it was he's really part of the reason why, I made that defensive team my second year. He came to me, he's bro, don't worry about trying to get 15, 20 points. He's go make the all-defensive team.
So I think I know who that was. Danny Green?
No, it's DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, DeJounte Murray.
Oh.
It don't even sound like Danny Green.
Wasn't sure. I was thinking all-defensive team. Anyway.
Yeah. All right, so that was a couple of people. Paul George, a.k.a. Podcast Pete, talking about his now teammate, former teammate, what I'm talking about, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard was drafted in the first round with the 15th pick in the 2011 NBA draft by the Indiana Pacers. Just like Scottie, they got traded. So let's go to his rookie season, which was the 2011-12 San Antonio Spurs. Over under again. How many wins did the Spurs have his rookie season? Over, under, or equal? Give the same thing, 50. I'm going to go Ben first.
They kind of rarely. I think it's going to be over because I remember they had some crazy streak of 50 wins, I believe. So I'm going to say over.
Lucas? Yeah, I'm going to say over too.
You right?
Over.
You all are.
Oh
no!
I'm kind of trolling with the questions. They won 50 games.
I hate you so much.
You did it again.
I knew I was right with the 50 that streak. Yeah.
Well, that's a coincidence because both Scottie and Kawhi came in the league in their rookie seasons. Their teams won 50 games.
Oh, another similarity.
So that might be the trivia question for the week this posts. Yeah, so they won 50 games. They lost 16. Now, this was a shortened season. Their coach was Greg Popovich, of course. The executive was R.C. Buford. Some of his teammates were DeJuan Blair.
Hey, Mr. No ACL himself guy.
Yeah, that's crazy. How you play basketball with no ACL? That's crazy.
Wow.
He went to Pitt.
We
right?
need to do that
Yes,
Mount
did.
Rushmore episode, including him soon.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're doing a Mount Rushmore of players who overcame like major injuries or like unique.
Yeah.
I don't know if
like, I don't want to say handy capable players.
All right.
Yeah.
That's actually a good episode. All right, anyway. Matt Bonner.
Hey, yo.
Underrated. I always liked his game. Boris Diaw.
Yep.
Always liked his game. Of course, Tim Duncan. This is a name Lucas might remember. TJ Ford.
TJ Ford. Okay. Point guard.
Yeah, he was a point guard.
Terrible to play with on 2K.
Okay. There you go.
You took it personal.
Manu
it's
Ginobili.
just a video game. Lucas.
Yeah, it's a video game. Manu Ginobili.
Is it Manu or Manu? Because I've heard it different ways.
I say Manu. I mean, is you guys say it differently? Manu?
I say it Manu.
It could be dependent on like what country you're from too.
It's Manu. That's what
Manu.
it is.
All right.
I don't know what it is.
all I remember is when Barkley would say Ginobili.
I wish Chris was here. He would say something crazy and we would believe it.
Yeah.
Danny Green. This is actually a pretty good roster. Steven Jackson, Richard Jefferson,
Ayo,
Corey Joseph, Patty Mills, Tiago Splitter.
I remember him.
Of course, Tim Duncan and Tony Parker.
Yeah.
Really good team. The Spurs had, all throughout Kawhi's run there, they had really good championship caliber teams. And that's salute to the front office. All right, let's move on to the championship team. Talk about winning. The 2013-2014 San Antonio Spurs. Their record was 62-20. Coach Popovich, Executive Buford, once again. Kind of the same team, same teammates. Let me highlight some new players. Marco Bellinelli.
Ayo.
Austin Day.
Oh,
Shannon Brown.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's really it.
Yeah. Was DeJuan Blair still on the team at that point?
No, he was not.
No, I didn't think so.
No, he was not. All right, so far, let me ask you guys, who was the most influential player for Kawhi Leonard coming into the league with the Spurs?
I think it's Tim Duncan, right?
You would think? Tim Duncan?
I would say
Everybody
so,
agree with
right?
Was Parker on the team yet?
Yeah.
He was.
I would say as a point guard. I mean, Tim Duncan, that's a good one because he's the leader of the team.
I mean, defensively, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's a good tandem defensively. I would go Tony Parker just because the point guard knows where everyone needs to be on the floor. So he'd probably give him the most direction and guidance as a young player.
Ben?
Yeah, I'm going to say Tim Duncan just because they kind of handed off generations like together. So just to learn from all the championships he won, and the experience, like it's just, and then kind of the way Kawhi plays in that San Antonio system. Everyone's like a two-way player, very humble. No one's really out to get 60 points. They kind of share the ball.
Yeah.
And so very system. So I'd say Tim.
Very system, yep.
Yes, a lot of passing. All right, so let's move on to another championship team, and that was the 2018-2019 Toronto Raptors. Their record that season was 58-24. Their coach was Nick Nurse, and their executive was Masai Ujiri.
Why are you doing this to us, man? Why are you doing this to us?
Right.
That team was
the
so
Raptors
deep.
team.
I didn't think about that. I didn't even think about that.
You're killing us.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we all know who was on that roster, but for the fans that don't.
Yeah, we got to highlight it for the listeners. OG Anunoby, a good young player that was on a good system. Chris Boucher, Marc Gasol, Danny Green, Serge Ibaka. People forget Jeremy Lin was on that team. I think he got traded, right?
He was.
Did he get traded?
I don't know if it was. I think he was a late season signing.
Okay. All right.
It was his last season in the NBA.
He got a ring, though.
He did get that ring.
Kyle Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
Jody Meeks.
Oh, yeah.
Jody Meeks, 3-point specialist.
Patrick McCall. CJ Miles. Greg Monroe.
Mm-hmm. He played for both the Sixers and the Raptors that season.
Did he? Did he get a ring, though? He was with the Sixers in the playoffs. I know that.
Yeah, he was. I guess he would get a ring.
Jeez. He might have been working on the other side for them. I don't know, because
I don't think that's the case.
Spy.
He was terrible.
That's exactly what it felt like. Yeah,
he was terrible.
That was Al Horford. And Al Horford was the spy, the real spy from the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was. That's true.
Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, just did an episode on. Jonas Valanciunas, DeLone Wright, Fred VanVleet, and that's
Valanciunas got traded that season for Marc Gasol.
Yes,
okay, yes, you're right. You're right. Yep. You're definitely right about that one. I remember that one. So this was a good roster. Really good roster. You kind of, because remember they traded DeRozan.
They made a lot of trades.
Yeah, they traded DeRozan for Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
and then didn't they trade for Serge Ibaka as well?
I think so. Who did they trade?
I think they had him the whole season, though.
They did, but he didn't. But he came from Orlando.
Right.
Oh,
right. So
it was Ross. It was
Terrence Ross.
Yeah, Terrence Ross. That was in 2016. So that was way before.
Yeah, they did a really good job of like switching things out.
What's crazy about that roster is they didn't intentionally build it around Kawhi, but it worked around Kawhi.
It's because it was built around DeMar DeRozan, and they have a similar offensive game, so that's why it was so functional.
Kawhi was better defensively and a better 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he was just a better version of DeRozan. No disrespect. But.
Yeah, and he was a good defender, so it was like such an upgrade. But that's why it functioned so well. And then the thing with that Raptors team was they drafted really well, like late in the first round. And so Van Vliet was undrafted, and then they hit on Anunoby and Siakam in the 20s.
Yeah, it was a good draft.
And Chris Boucher. And so they had all these younger guys develop around the same time. So it was just like everything kind of was clicking at the same time.
Who won the most games with Kawhi Leonard as a teammate?
Ooh.
I mentioned his name.
I'm going to go with Manu Ginobili.
I'll go with Tony Parker.
Danny Green.
Ben, this is for you.
What?
Oh. All right, cool.
That's a good guess. Oh, because he played with Toronto, too.
He played with Toronto.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Toronto. Okay. That's right.
So they played 8 seasons together. They won 405 games together.
Okay.
That's a lot of seasons.
What's crazy?
Yeah.
Their win percentage. Their win percentage is 73.5.
Wow.
Is that the same as
exactly the same percentage
Pippen?
as Jordan and Pippen?
Wow.
That's crazy. But we can all agree that Danny Green is no Jordan.
No, or Pippen.
I don't think. Yeah.
They won 400.
Maybe as a podcaster.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
They won 405 games together. That's really good. 2 was Tony Parker with 326, and Ginobili was 3rd with 302.
Okay.
Let's go to the 2019-2020 Los Angeles Clippers. And here's the Clippers roster. But first, let me get to the record. Their record was 49-23. The coach was Doc Rivers. The executive was Lawrence Frank. His teammates were Patrick Beverly. We all like Patrick Beverly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pat Beverly.
Yeah, he's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Amir Coffey. Obviously, Paul George. JaMychal Green. Montrezl Harrell.
Right.
A lot of Sixers players on here now. Reggie Green. Assuming not Reggie Green. Reggie Jackson.
Okay. I was about to say, there is no player that has played recently whose name is Reggie Green. I know that for a fact.
Terrence Mann.
Right.
Rodney Magruder.
Forgot that.
Marcus Morris. Joakim Noah. Lucas's guy.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Patterson. Landry Shamet.
Ayo.
Shamet.
Zubac.
Yep.
And Lou Will.
Oh,
that's a good team.
So this is before Paul George and
this was the bubble
Harden.
season.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
this is the bubble season. You know, the bubble, they kind of, I don't know, when he went down the tank, I don't know what happened in the bubble.
It was just a weird time for everybody.
Yeah,
it was a weird time. They lost to the Nuggets that season in Game 7. So, while his career, which teammate stands out the most? I don't think it's as easy as you guys make it sound like, but what teammate stands out the most? I'm going to go with Lucas first.
Stands out the most versus who's the best is two completely different answers.
I asked who stands out the most.
Tim Duncan would be the best player, but like, who stands out the most is Paul George. I mean, they came to LA with a mission, and you know, at least on Paul George's part, failed that mission. You know, fair or unfair. And look, the Clippers mortgaged any type of way to build around Kawhi because they went after Paul George on Kawhi's request there. So that's kind of what we're really at here, right?
Ben?
I feel like I said something similar when we did the Paul George episode too.
Okay.
I'm going to go Kyle Lowry. It was just one season. Kyle Lowry was such like a face. Like it was his, I think he'd been with Toronto like 8 years at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know it was just one season, but it's probably Kawhi's most dominant overall season. He would have been an MVP finalist had he played more games. So to me, of all the teammates, I think, their pairing and kind of I think Kyle Lowry being the foundational piece in Toronto for so long allowed Kawhi to kind of just settle. And so I think that, and then like we were saying, it was a pretty big upgrade from DeRozan. And so, I'm going to say Lowry.
I'm going to say a player that was not mentioned that Kawhi probably should have acquiesced when Doc Rivers brought it to his attention. SGA. That's the player that they should. Lucas, you're muted. I can't hear you.
But they were never teammates. He traded him before.
That's my point. I'm saying they should have been teammates over Paul George. You have FGA, who's younger, more durable, on the come up.
That's a what if.
It's a huge what if, and he wanted his friend, I guess Paul George there. But can you imagine if SGA would play alongside?
In Kawhi's defense, Paul George was coming off of a top 3, MVP season.
Yeah, but he had a major injury though that has popped up ever since multiple times. But I mean, to your point, they never played together. But I'm sure, looking back, maybe he would have considered that even a little bit more, knowing what we know now.
Yeah, that was never going to be the perfect pairing. It just they overlap in skill sets too much.
No, SGA was a point guard.
No, I'm talking about Paul George.
Talking about Paul George.
Paul George and Kawhi.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was never going to work. They just wanted to play together because they were friends.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer my own question here. The teammate that stands out the most for Kawhi is James Harden. I think he's the perfect complement for James Harden.
I was going to say that. That's a good one.
He's the perfect complement for James Harden because James Harden can score. He can be that second scorer, but most cases he can be that facilitator, that passer.
Yeah.
I just want to say something about Kawhi Leonard versus Scott Pippen before you guys let me go. And thanks again for having me on. What a blast. Holy cow. But the big difference for me, it's a handful of things. It's a pair of a pair. It's two things times two. It's those two defensive player of the years and two NBA Finals MVPs that Kawhi Leonard has over Scott Pippen. And then something that I see because I'm up close and personal with Kawhi, that dude is cut from marble. That guy is so chiseled. And I just don't think Scott Pippen was ever that Greek god style, cut in stone, chiseled, pronounced shoulder bones, just like superhero physicality. Kawhi Leonard, 0% body fat. designed in a laboratory. I just don't think Scott Pippen ever had that kind of physicality that Kawhi Leonard possesses. Oh my God, was that fun. That was the most fun I've had with my clothes on in weeks, folks. Thank you so much, Uriah. Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you, guys. What a trip this was. Check out Clipcast wherever you podcast. I can't wait to come back for more. Oh, let's talk Sixth Men. Let's compare Sixth Men, my favorites ever. Both former Clipper greats, Lou Will, the Underground GOAT, versus, you know him, you love him, Jay Crossover, Jamal Crawford. Can we put it in the books, boys? And I'm going to leave you with these 3 immortal words that were passed down to me from generation to generation. And they are, let's go, Clips!
Now that we've given you all the facts on Kawhi Leonard and Scottie Pippen, it's time for you to make your case.
At this point, it's not about our opinion, it's about yours.
We'll see you on your favorite social media platform, ready to check out your takes. Chime in on Instagram at NBA_now_and_then_pod, on X at NBA_now_and_then, and don't forget our YouTube and Facebook pages, NBA Now and Then.
For sources of information used in this episode, you can visit our website, www.nbanowandthen.com. Also, visit our website to sign up for our monthly newsletter and check out our comparison articles.
Don't forget, you can follow the NBA stars we featured on today's episode through their social media.
You can follow Kawhi Leonard on Twitter or X at Kawhi Leonard and Instagram at Kawhi's Claw Set.
And you can follow Scottie Pippen on Twitter X at Scottie Pippen and on Instagram at Scottie Pippen.
All right, that was fun having a special guest co-host. Again, thanks to Chris Kawhi, who is the co-host of Clipcast, the longest-running Clippers podcast in the basketball realm. On behalf of Lucas, Ben, and Maurice, I'm Uriah. NBA Now and Then. Peace.
See you.
Adios.
Later.
So impressive.
Yeah. So Pippen's hard work and persistence paid off because he was selected with the, what the hell was that?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. It's like dead bodies dropping in the background.
I got NBA prospects hidden back here. Nobody knows about. These are Clippers. These are future Clippers.
You got Ace Bailey back there, guys.
You're not getting fed. If you keep that racket up, you're not getting water.
Oh my God.
It's some guy from like Lithuania. Yeah.
Please let me out, Chris Kawhi. Please.